Greenfield was cancelled. Greenfield should have sorted out our terminal issues. Okay. Second is the development of the second runway. JKIA, as you know it today, has one single runway.
Yes.
4.2 kilometers, cut 2. So that's a problem. The design part of the master planning is that by the time we're supposed to have hit the 7 million passenger traffic mark, we should have done the second runway. Plans were done to do the second runway. Tendering was done again at the last stage in around this was 2018 now, under the former CS. It was informed to the public that that plan has been cancelled. Reason officially we were given is that the peak capacity of JKIA is still at 72%. So in their opinion, we didn't need a second runway. Second mistake we made.
By 72%, what do they mean?
When you are at peak capacity means like for Jomo, it is in the morning. So how congested is your airport, and how quickly can aircrafts land and evacuate? So at what percentage are you using it? Okay, so usually in good airport design, by the time you hit 60%, when your peak is 60%, you should be starting to design your second runway. You should never get to 65-70%. Okay,
and we were at 72.
We were at 72, then heading to 75.
So they said get to 100 before we do it, or what?
Because when development of even a second runway is a lot of work. You design it, you go and get the funding, construction will take more than a year. So you don't wait to hit that point.
But I thought with the Greenfield project, we done all this.
No, Greenfield is a terminal.
It was the terminal.
It was a terminal only.
Not the runway.
Not the second runway.
Okay.
So we're building a new terminal because the traffic, as in the human traffic, warranted a new terminal.
Correct.
Now, if it warranted a new terminal, then it means that more planes were also landing.
Correct.
So therefore, that's why we needed another runway.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Correct. That's how it works.
Okay.
So key milestones, we lost Greenfield Terminal. We lost the second runway. So after that, it is just chaos. Because what are we doing? Patchwork and patchwork here, patchwork there, patchwork here. So we do not have now an airport that can serve us properly.
Okay, so all this work that we saw, because we did see it. I mean, I remember coming into to the country, and I remember the time that I came, there was a lot of construction going on.
Correct.
And so we were, diverted here. And then I even remember traveling, several times after that. And there was always something, there was always something happening at the airport. So there was patchwork, like you say, being done here and there.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask us to do a little bit of a jump to where we are here.
Yes.
Because it's been established that there was a need for an upgrade.
Correct.
It was necessary to be done.
Correct.
So why then was it so difficult to have this Adani project come in and do it? Because you have proved over the last 20 years that you've not been able to do it.
Okay.
So why was there a problem for an external body to come and do what you've not been able to do for the last 30 years?
It was a quick kill move to try to sort out the problem, yet we had the solution that we are not implementing.
So you're saying...
So implement the solution. The solution is here. We don't need a grand master plan. It is just... dust off the plans for the Greenfield, do the Greenfield. Dust off the plans for second runway, do the second runway. Okay? That is what we needed. A few improvements can be made to the existing Terminal 1B, 1C, because they were designed to be temporary. That's why you hear people saying it's a tent. A section of it is a tent because it was supposed to be temporary. What was the reason? Because it was supposed to have worked for 7 years, during which you will have done Greenfield.
Right.
So once you do Greenfield, then you can come here now and do a proper permanent design for 1B, 1C, 1D. And what is not good, 1E. 1E is not good. But you cannot do that just in one day. So the plan was do greenfield. Once greenfield is up and running, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E should have been shut and be done afresh completely.
So if I'm to extrapolate,
Simple.
if I'm to just go, essentially what the Adani group would have come in to do,
Yes.
Kenya is able to do through
Yes.
KAA.
And even better.
Okay.
And even better.
And
Why?
the people who operate KAA, Ministry of Transport, who are these other people that you mentioned? Are they aware of this?
They are fully aware.
Okay.
The issue is implementing. Implementing is where the problem comes in. Okay. What did Adani propose? Adani was proposing to set up a new terminal, a terminal design which they never shared. Because we read the investment proposal, they never shared the exact design of how that terminal, new terminal will have been. What they were doing is that there would be improvements, initial improvements to the current terminal, taxiways and aprons that they were to do, and then phase 2 they were to set up the hotels. Okay, very quickly to set up.
Was there a runway somewhere in this
No, I'll get to it. They were to set up the hotels. That was initially in the first 24 months, and then after they do those short upgrades, they manage the airport for. No, they manage the airport first under a breather for 5 to 7 years to recoup the small
Some
patchwork
small-
they
yeah.
did, and then do the second terminal, a design which they had not shared.
Okay.
Okay. Then at the tail end of it, I think it was on year 32, 33, is when they were to do the second runway.
Okay. Wait, with this Adani deal, was the government paying any money upfront?
Nothing. Yes.
So since we're not paying anything,
Yes.
that's why we're allowing them to run the airport.
Yes. And we give them the title for Jomo.
No.
Yes.
Halt.
Yes.
Why give them the terminal? I mean, sorry, the title.
Because they are saying they need it for to assist them to raise the capital.
But then, no.
That they were not saying that, but there was a clause in the annex that JKIA will surrender a sectional title of Jomo to them, because they are saying they needed that as investment security. That's what they're
Marketing
saying.
purposes and things like that.
That is what we're saying. But I can tell you now with confidence that the cloud is over. The plan was that they wanted to use that very same title to raise money so that they can build.
We can build.
And then now the bigger problem was that now they would get workers from India to come here with the work permits which were free now to be the airport workers.
That was documented?
That was documented in the PPP.
The PPP.
Yes.
Now, Gidai, you're saying that the Kenyan government issued the contracts to Adani without the proposals on what they were coming to do and even the master plan on how they were going to do it.
To be correct, the Kenya government had not signed the final PPP. We were at the last stage of negotiations, and the window period was to close mid of November. Okay, so we were on the final stage. So, but now at the final stage is when now things went beyond control. Locally, people were fighting in court, and certain injunctions had been made. But the main trigger was the indictment of the management in the U.S. court. That's what finally saved us. We did not have to go that far.
So in the absence of that indictment,
Yes,
Adani would still be around.
Adani would have been around and would have been left. The battle would have been left to us as local guys to fight.
There's something I need to understand here. When
Yes.
we say that we're able to do it locally, what do we mean? Are we saying we have the expertise to be able to build the airport? Are we saying we have the money with which we can actually fund the building?
Correct.
What are we saying?
What we're saying is very simple. Number one, we need to restructure KE. After we restructure KE, we will have an organization that will have the capacity and the capability to implement. Because we have tried on 3-4 occasions to do big projects to transform JKIA to what it's supposed to be, but with the existing structure, it has been hard.
Is KAA under the Ministry of Transport or in the OP?
KIA today is under the Ministry of Transport, and it is operating with a law that is from 1991 that is completely outdated, and it does not address the issues of the industry.
Okay.
So the KIA of today, as the structure is it today, is very difficult to deliver.
Just walk us through this. What is it that makes it difficult? You have a board.
Simple. You have a board.
Yes.
You have a board with a chairman who is appointed by the president, but there is no requirement for him to have any aviation knowledge or experience of capability.
That's a bit of a problem, isn't
That's
it?
a huge problem. Number one. Number two, you have in the same act that outlines terms and appointment of the managing director, it does not state the experience levels required of that managing director. You have a board of 9 people. 3 or 4 of them are supposed to be appointed for members of the public, but the act is not clear enough to state the experience levels required. So members of the aviation professionals do not have a proper way to join the K in the board.
Okay.
If we are wise, we will be able to have a proper representative of airlines in the board, representative of cargo operators in the board, representative of AMO, aviation training organizations in the board, so that we don't need to be talking from the outside.
How would that guarantee, though, that you would then see the implementation of certain plans that have already been, I mean, like you said, they've been put on paper, they've now gathered dust in, back room of some office somewhere. How would the restructuring of KAA then ensure the implementation of some of these things? Then you would not need to invite external bodies to do this work.
For any major action you need to do, it needs to go to the board. The board needs to be to approve this. But what board is this? That's the issue. If the board does not understand the aviation matters, does not understand what a terminal is, does not understand the importance of a second runway, does not understand that we need additional exits to the existing runway, then what board is this?
I have to ask this question. Where then does the civil aviation body fit into this discussion?
Correct. The civil aviation body, which is KCAA, is a regulator. The KCAA, that's a separate body, is a regulator. Okay? The regulator, us as operators, we have really worked to get a civil aviation authority that serves us, and that we've worked very well.
Is the board a representative of the industry?
Today, yes, we do have sectoral representatives in the KCAA board. Are they working the best to deliver for us? It's a bit debatable, but it's there. They are really trying. They are really trying. If today we have issues with KCA, I can tell you, the media is the last place we need to go.
But you see, KCAA doesn't just function within the boundaries of Kenya.
Its role is to be the civil aviation regulator in Kenya.
Yes, but it represents us with other international bodies with whom we have an understanding in aviation matters.
Yes, it represents an ICAO, yes.
Yes, exactly. Now, are we therefore saying that the boards that we have with representation have the adequate, the requisite wherewithal to be able to represent us adequately in all these partnerships that we have in the aviation world?
When you go to the international partnerships, there the board is not the one that goes. It is the technical management that goes there. Because at ICAO level, you need technocrats, you need proper aviation professionals. So there's no problem. When we go to the international forum, that is where the DG goes. That is the Director General, the DASA, the Director of Aviation Safety. So that essentially there's no.
And all these people are aviation matters savvy.
Correct. Because today, for example, for you to be the Director General of KCA, there is a prerequisite level of aviation experience that you require. And so that I can't wake up today and say, because he's my friend, I appoint him. The next thing
you can, but
you can appoint him, but I will go to court, Section 19, and you will quickly be declared that you're not qualified.
Chairman of the board?
Chairman of the board is open. Chairman of the board is open.
Why is it open?
For now, it is open, but should it be open? No, it should not be. You should have a certain level of aviation expertise.
You see, why I ask this is if the head of the regulatory board is not someone who has aviation knowledge, how then can you regulate?
Thank you.
How else then can
Thank you. That is a problem. That's why if you look at the KCA board over the years, KCA is now 22 years.
Yes.
The initial chairman who was there and served for quite some time, served even longer than what was required by law, was a seasoned aviator. So the critical things that needed to be done then were done.
Okay.
After that, we got a politician in the name of Pogisho. We got another weatherman who was there. Then now we have a maritime guy. He knows aviation. He has cross-reference from aviation, but are we there yet? We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
I mean, we're winding down this on, I mean, just for this time at least. Yes. But the quick question here is that because we're asking which way forward after Adani's, chucked out the window, which way forward? And what I hear you saying is that the solutions are here. I'm going to mirror what former president, late President Moy would say, that we have local solutions to these problems are here. Yeah. Would you say that that is the answer?
Yes, local solutions are here. Three-pronged. Number one, reform KAA. Restructure KAA. Remove this outdated law, 1991 piece of legislation. Too old, cannot deliver for us. That's number one. Number two, have an effective review of the master plan development for JKIA. Number three, let us re-evaluate independently, accurately of the investment value we require to get JKIA to where it is. Okay. And then number four is how will we fund it? How much can government chip in, and what kind of infrastructure bond can we float? Do we need a separate company that will now hold this and do it for JKIA, or can we do it under the existing structure? But bottom line is, we have the solutions here. Second terminal, 9 years back, will have cost us 56 billion. Maybe because of inflation and everything, max should be 60 billion.
Okay.
The second runway, max 8 billion. A few other improvements. There's no way that investment can pass 100 billion.
Okay.
And when you invest in the airport, you're investing in an entity that makes money. KA has made money all the years apart from last year when it made a loss because of paying the penalty to Anhui. Okay. But otherwise, investing in airport is proper. You make money, and we just restructure this, get a proper infrastructure bond, manage it well. 100 billion, 120 billion, we can raise it here, but manage it openly, fairly, and transparently.
Indeed. Engineer Githai Mwaneke is a senior consultant in the Aviation Information Consultants of Kenya, and we have had this conversation. More to have.